Good evening. Here is the world news from BGI TV, Babagade Imo TV. I am Moribe Rabila Lawal. First are the major headlines for the world news. Gunmen attack Igangan police station, kill the CO, suspects in custody. Club seeks to end insecurity in Ogbomoso. Leave Bello 3G alone, Zamfara community begs government as NAF airstrikes. Unknown gunmen kidnap mother eldest son of Bauchi assembly member. Hails as spiritualist demand sacrifice after freeing traditional drummers in detention. I am not always myself. Anytime I see you, please be my third wife. Oba Solomon, the skit maker. Ugandan army helicopters crash in East Congo, kills 22. And sports. I want to play for Spain, not Ghana. Nico Williams. Now the news in detail. Unknown gunmen last night attacked Igangan police station in Ibarapa North, local government area of Oyo State, killing Divisional Crime Officer DCO and a suspect who was in detention. A top senior police officer who confided in Vanguard said the Divisional Police Officer DPO, an inspector, and some suspects were on a danger list as a result of gunshot wound. When contacted this morning, the State Police Public Relations Officer, PPRO, and Superintendent of Police, SP, Adewale Oshifeso, confirmed the incident and said the Commissioner of Police CP is on his way to the palace. We are already in Gùnm. As we speak, as the story comes, I will get back to you when we get there, since the last story. Moving on to the next story in Oyo State, Ogbomoso precisely. Members of Ogbomoso Recreation Club have appealed to security operatives in Oyo State to intensify efforts and stop kidnapping in Ogbomoso land. The plea followed the recent kidnapping of a Togolese in Ogbomoso after 2 months without report of any form of abduction by kidnappers who have been abducting people who are receiving a huge sum of money. A statement by the president of the club, Dr. Akin Oladeji, John Brown, lamented that reported cases of kidnapping in Ogbomoso had affected the psychological state of indigenous and residents as they now move around with fears. The club said the economic status of the town had been affected because business owners are leaving the town over fear of abduction. Moving on to the north part of the country. Some residents of Fakai in Shinkafi local government area of Zamfara state have appealed to the government and military authorities to stop the airstrike bombardment against terrorist kingpin Bello 3G. The residents expressed that though they are not in support of banditry, the camp of the terrorists has been upholding their ends up again in protecting them since they have been paying their dues. They expressed worries with the ongoing bombardment by the military. The terrorists may turn against them and unsettle the relative peaceful arrangement they have been enjoying. According to them, it is better to allow sleeping dogs lies. The Zamfara community residents have, however, appealed for a ceasefire out of fear that they may be the ones that will eventually be at the receiving end. They stress that Turkey has been protecting them from other terrorists, but they face an uncertain future with the military attacks. The source added that the government should also realize that we are at the receiving end and should not do anything that will hurt us. From the story, we go to the next one as regards a killing in Bauchi State. Unknown gunmen suspected of being kidnappers have murdered the eldest son of Bauchi State's House of Assembly member representing Das constituency, Honorable Bala Ali. The incident was announced during the House plenary on Tuesday under personal explanation by the member representing Bura constituency, Honorable Ado Wakili. He extended his condolences to the members of the mother of Ali's eldest son, describing the incident as tragic, praying to Almighty Allah to forgive the disease and grant him Jannatul Firdaus. The plenary was presided over by the Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Danlami Ahmed Kawule, who directed that a special prayer be conducted for the deceased and was led by Honorable Bello Mohazo Shira, representing Shira constituency. The Speaker then announced that the House would pay a condolence visit to the member and his family in Daz immediately after the plenary. Narrating what happened, Honorable Babani Abubakar Dambaba, representing Damba Zagaya Janem constituency, explained that the eldest son of Honorable Bala Ali was kidnapped by unknown gunmen suspected to be kidnappers a few days ago, held him for days, and later killed him. According to him, the funeral prayers for the deceased have already taken place, describing the incident as shocking and disturbing. Moving on to the next story. In Lagos, police officers attached to a station in Eredo, a local government area of Lagos State, are reportedly being compelled to make a spiritual appeal after arresting some traditional drummers. It was gathered that the spiritualist whom the drummers worked for stormed the police station after learning of the arrest. She claimed to have come from the river and went straight to the station where she secured the release of the traditional drummers. However, after getting their freedom, they refused to leave until the police are made to pay for their actions. A video making the rounds online shows the traditionalists performing some rituals and incantation in front of the building. According to the report, the police were subsequently tracked by the spiritualists and they were forced to offer sacrifice for arresting spiritual traditional drummers in Lagos State. And to the next story from entertainment. Oba Solomon Agbaye, also known as Adelano Adekunle Solomon, is a self-described and contentious Instagram prophet from Nigeria. On Instagram live video, controversial prophet Adelano Adekunle Solomon, also known as Oba Solomon Agbaye, proposed to actress Iyabo Ojo. Oba Solomon could be seen telling Iyabo Ojo in a live video around that he dreamed about a few years ago and that she gave him something priceless, and that is now formally asking her to be his wife. Iyabo Ojo replied, Oba Solomon already has 2 wives and she is not willing to share a man with anyone in response to this. Iyabo Ojo said that there is already a man in her life who is taking care of him. Moving on to the next story from the foreign news. Congo Army spokesman on Wednesday confirmed the death of 22 people after 2 Ugandan military helicopters crashed in East DRC. Uganda had sent troops to its Central African neighbor in December to help fight a violent rebel group known as the Allied Democratic Forces ADF. The Ugandan People's Defense Force UPDF have not yet told us the circumstances of the crash, the spokesman said without providing further detail. UPDF spokesman Felix Kulagie confirmed one helicopter crash and said there were fatalities that happened, but I don't have any extra details at the moment. The ADF is among several militias wrangling over land and resources in Congo's mineral-rich east over the past decade, a conflict that has claimed thousands of lives and displaced millions. Completing the world news this hour is coming from the sports story. Athletic Bilbao forward Nico Williams has insisted that his interest is to be with the Spanish football team and not his native country, Ghana. The 20-year-old reiterated his decision to choose Spain over Ghana, while he said, I wanted to be here. His brother, Inaki, had already declared publicly to play for the Black Stars and went on to make his debut in the friendly clash against Brazil, where Ghana lost 3-0. That concludes the world news this hour. Before we go, some major headlines. Gunmen attack Igangan police station, kill DCO and the suspect in detention. Club seat end to insecurity in Ogomosho. Leave Bello Turiji alone, Zamfara community begs government as now airstrikes the community. And lastly, I want to play for Spain, not Ghana, Nico Williams. For more updates on YouTube, our handle is Babagede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell, select option all to access our broadcast. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. On Instagram, Bagede Imo _22 for advert placement of your goods and services, coverage of events and function. Please dial the phone number streaming on the screen for advert placement only. Thank you for watching. I am Mowire Rabila Lawal. Good afternoon.
Oh, na, na, na. If you want to know what's going on in city, or you want to listen to the latest news and gist, no stress, oh, just tune to BGI TV. BGI TV, you're one in a million.